Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing an NFL analysis. Now, what I mean by that is I'm going to go through every team in the NFL and I'm just going to share what I think about them and how good they are. Also, keep in mind for this review that I do not have a favorite NFL team, so this list is not at all biased.
Hey, that's my shoulder. What?
Team number one, the Bears. Normally, I have a lot to say about this team. Here, I don't think I have too crazy much to say. They're definitely better. Ben Johnson's better than Eberflus, who's struggling on the Cowboys right now as their defensive coordinator. Getting rid of Fields was the right decision. A lot of people were mad about that, but he's not very good at football. He's decent at fantasy, but he's not good at real life football. So I always thought that was a good idea. And yeah, Caleb's a huge improvement. They're just a little bit better, so that's good to see, I guess. Green Bay Packers, confusing. They have beat some pretty solid teams like the Lions. You know, they've showed that they're a pretty good team. And then they go out and they lose to the Browns and the Panthers. So, yeah, I have no idea. I do still think that they're pretty strong, but they're very susceptible to trap games. So, yeah, we'll see how they are going forward. But I have Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs in fantasy. So obviously, I trust that this team can still play well. Detroit Lions, still pretty good. I said before the season that I don't think the loss of Ben Johnson would be that big of a deal. Because if the Lions are truly a good team, which they do seem to be, then that shouldn't be a huge problem. Like losing a coordinator, good teams lose coordinators all the time. Like where do you think head coaches come from? They were coordinators of really good teams. So if those teams want to stay good, then losing a coordinator can't be the end of the world. And for the Lions, it wasn't. They're still like the same team. We'll see if they can perhaps have more playoff success this year, though. Vikings are inconsistent. JJ McCarthy, his biggest problem is obviously health. He's been the starter for 2 years, and he's played 3 games up to this point. And I think last week was like week 9. So, yeah. Carson Wentz is still bad, but he's hurt, so it doesn't matter. And JJ McCarthy's back. But McCarthy, he played honestly not that great in week 1. I think that's when they had the comeback victory. He didn't play awesome or anything until like the real end of the game. But people kind of forget that he was kind of dropping a stinker before that. And then I think like week 2, I don't know, it was that game against the Falcons. They dropped the deuce. So then I was like, oh, McCarthy, I don't know, he's kind of shaky. But he outplayed the Lions, so there's obviously potential there for him to be pretty good. Good defense sometimes, and pretty good weapons on the offense. So yeah, we'll just see how the Vikings are doing. But I think they're decent. Now to the NFC West with the Rams. I don't think this team will ever go away. They are still good. They're still probably the best team in the division because the 49ers are still injury prone. The 49ers have been injury prone for the last 5 years. I don't know. They always seem super injury prone. Also, I don't really want them to succeed because I used to like the 49ers, but their window has been open in terms of winning Super Bowl for the last 20 years. They've had a huge window, besides a few years where they weren't too good. But, those were just random off years. Otherwise, for the last 20 years, they've had the opportunity. They've been contenders and had the opportunity to win the Super Bowl. And in that time, they have 0 rings. So, yeah, 49ers, just get off the stage at this point. Let somebody else have a turn. You're just a waste of a playoff spot like the Cowboys because we know that you're just going to lose. So, but yeah, anyway, back to the Rams. They're still pretty good. Defense could get a little bit better, but otherwise, they're still pretty good. All right, 49ers. I'll spare you of repeating myself. But yeah, super injury prone. I'll just talk about the 49ers this year. Super injury prone as always. McCaffrey is playing really well, and he's not hurt yet, so that's good. They're just okay. Maybe if they get everybody back, they could be good, but I don't know. I'm still kind of iffy on Purdy. I still can't tell if Purdy is really that great or not. From what I've seen from him, at least after that injury they suffered in the NFC Championship a few years ago, he doesn't seem like truly elite. He seems good, but not he's why the team is succeeding. But he's definitely an above average quarterback. The Arizona Cardinals are still bad at football. Defense, not good. It's so bad, in fact, that I forget that Buda Baker exists. Yeah, I mean, seriously, this is, I think, in my opinion, the Arizona Cardinals are probably the most irrelevant team in the NFL. I probably think about them the least, and they don't matter at all. I mean, you could watch the NFL and completely ignore Arizona Cardinals football, and you would not be missing anything, besides some teams capturing free wins, or maybe losing to them, which is shocking. If Kyler Murray doesn't work out, that's embarrassing, because then the organization drafted 2 first-round quarterbacks, pretty much back-to-back, and failed on both of them. The other one being Josh Rosen. So, I mean, yeah, this organization sucks. I used to like them when I was a kid because I'm a St. Louis Cardinals fan. But, you know, just Cardinals, I just like the Cardinals. So, yeah, Arizona sucks. Seattle Seahawks. Still good. Kind of like the Rams. This team doesn't seem to want to go away or be bad. Sam Darnold is still surprisingly good. I didn't know if he'd be a system QB. But I think that time he spent with the 49ers and Shanahan really helped him. I think that's where he got his mojo back. Because ever since then he went to the Vikings and played well. And now he's on the Seahawks and he's playing well. So, yeah. Also, Seahawks defense is pretty good. Seahawks offense is pretty good. They just look like a good team. They look like, I'd compare them to the Bucks. I feel like they're very similar to the Bucks. Yeah, that's the Seahawks. Now to the East with the New York Giants. Now, coming into the season, I predicted, because I saw all these predictions, like on Instagram and stuff, where people are like, Giants are going 0-10. Yeah, I don't think that was ever going to be a thing. Obviously, teams going winless is very rare. But, you know, when people are like, this team is uber trash, and as of now, I think they only have 2 wins. But still, I think my prediction was right, because I said, they're not going to be as bad as people thought they were going to be. They're not going to be good. Not going to be good. But they're not going to be nearly as bad as people think they're going to be. And I think for the most part that has been true. I didn't know how Jackson Dart was going to do. Because I honestly didn't think he was that great. But the only game I saw of his in college is I tuned into the very end of his game against Florida last year, where he just imploded. So that's not really fair. But Giants are better than some people might have expected, but still not good. Next is on to the Commanders, who I said coming into the season were overrated, and it turns out, once again, I am right. Their defense has just never been good like the last few years. There's never been a point where it's like been good at all, and that still rings true this season. Dane Daniels can't stay healthy, and for some reason they keep him in during games when they're like losing by like 3 scores, and they have him scrambling, even though he just gets hurt all the time. Like, he dislocated his elbow really bad. He's gonna be out for a while now. So yeah, I mean, Commanders just not doing great. I mean, I didn't think that they were gonna do great. Anyways, I didn't think that Jane Daniels was gonna top his performance last year, because he played so well last year that pretty much the only way that he could top it is like Super Bowl or MVP or like Offensive Player of the Year or something. And I didn't think that was realistic. So, kind of, I would say expected outcome from the Commanders, but, you know, I did not predict the injuries. Yeah, that's not their fault at all, but still, that injury's just to Jane Daniels. That shouldn't be like the end-all, be-all for the Commanders. Like, your quarterback gets hurt. I mean, you got to be like kind of the Vikings were last year, and you got to persevere through that. You can't just lay down because, oh, my quarterback's hurt. Okay, the Eagles. I mean, they're pretty similar to how they were last year. Saquon's okay. He's not as explosive as he was last year, but, I mean, who cares? We all know he's going to pick up later if he doesn't get hurt, because that's a serious concern. For a while, they wouldn't throw their receivers. Now they are, and that works pretty well. Surprise, surprise. Because who knew? A.J. Brown does all that whining. I don't get thrown to. It turns out it's valid because he's, like, really good. Same with the Slim Reaper, Devontae Smith. I mean, he's also really good. I mean, yeah, their offense is great. Their defense, player-wise, got pretty depleted this offseason. But, I mean, they still seem to be firing on all cylinders. Anybody who says Nick Sirianni is a bad coach needs to shut up, because he's taken the Eagles in his run there. He's taken them to 2 Super Bowls and won 1. And through that run, they've been pretty dominant as well. So yeah, anybody who's just been like, oh, he's a bad coach. Yeah, shut up. No, you're wrong. The Dallas Cowboys are doing their best Bengals impression. The last few years, I've always been saying that Dak Prescott is underrated. Honestly, I mean, his playoff success is 0. I mean, he's terrible in the playoffs. We all know this. But he's kind of like Peyton Manning. I mean, Peyton Manning had some good runs in the playoffs, but for most of his career, he was not that great in the postseason. And that's how kind of Dak is. Because I noticed, it was 2 years ago or something. I noticed this because of fantasy. It was his age 30 season. He was popping off, and ever since then, I've been like, okay, Dak is actually not that bad, and he's leading the top 5 offense this season or something. Yeah, the offense is crazy. They are so good, and I was like, see, this is Dak. Jake Ferguson is one of the best tight ends in the league. That shouldn't really be a dispute of any kind. Yeah, their offense is great. Their defense, not so. R.I.P. Nealand. But yeah, their defense, led by Eberflus, is not good. I say New Bengals because, I mean, they can score. They're the unstoppable force. They can score, but they can't stop. They can't get a stop. Get what I'm saying? I mean, this team, no defense at all. It's like backyard football. Onto the NFC South with the New Orleans Saints. I mean, they're still the same Saints. Still the same post-Drew Brees Saints. I mean, not good. But, I mean, there's some bright spots here and there. Rattler isn't the worst QB ever. I mean, he's not good, but he's not, bad. I still need to see more of Shuck, or Sal. His name is, spelled Sal, but it's pronounced Shuck or something stupid. I mean, their defense doesn't look abhorrent. I don't know. I mean, there's only so much you can say for a 1-win team. But, yeah, they're just not good. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are still good at football. Yeah. The Bucs, ever since for a long time, they've been a powerhouse. Even, when Jameis was there, they were really good. It's just they couldn't get consistency from Jameis. They were God Squad. They were really good. And that's part of why Tom Brady succeeded there, is because he left one super team in New England and joined another super team that just didn't have a quarterback in Tampa Bay. And so won a Super Bowl there. But nowadays they have Baker, who is great. He's awesome. Sometimes he doesn't always bring that consistency, but when he plays well, he plays well. I mean, when he cooks, right? So when he bakes, he bakes. Overall, I think they're pretty good. Emeka Egbuka looks decent. Looks more than decent. He looks pretty good. Mike Evans, 1,000-yard streak is done. That's a shame, but it is what it is. Yeah, Bucs will probably win that division. I don't know what to say about the Atlanta Falcons. Seriously at all. They make no sense. They get shut out by the Panthers, 30-0. The Panthers, who for the last few years have just been a laughing stock of the league. I mean, they've been so bad. This year somehow, at this point in the season, they have a winning record. I don't know how. But, yeah, they get creamed by the Panthers. Then the next week, they turn around and beat the Bills by double digits. What? It's just so brainless. And then they got beat by the Dolphins. Yeah, they got the Dolphins, who are also just trash. I'll get to what I think on them later. But, yeah. I mean, Falcons are bizarre. I don't know what to say about the Falcons. Equally as weird as their division rival, the Panthers, who, as I mentioned earlier, are, annually trash. I mean, they've always been trash. Only time they weren't trash is in the early 2000s for a little bit. And then when Superman Cam was there. And since, they've been really bad. But for some reason this season, they're not playing as bad. Whoever their head coach is, unless he does something weird off the field, I wouldn't fire that guy. Because he has the team, this honestly has been an awful team at 5-4. At this, just start handing out the Super Bowl rings, man. I mean, That's like making the playoffs for this team. That is truly like a Herculean task to get this team above 500, and it be like week 9 at the least. Like, I mean, that's great, man. Yeah, and I almost forgot. It's too late. I can't put this at the front of the video now because it'll mess up the timing on all the editing stuff. But hey, Mom. Alright, for now, that's the end of the video. We'll post part 2 with the AFC soon. See ya.